Barcelona is finally back again at the top of football. Even after selling his best striker to the Spanish team, Bayern Munich president Herbert Heiner said that Barcelona are no favourites to win the Champions League. But we don't agree with him, and here is why we think that Barcelona is a completely new team under the legendary Xavi as a coach. If you support Barca, then you probably will agree with us. First of all, we have to admit that Barcelona did not start the season very well. Their first match was a poor 0-0 draw at home against Rayo Vallecano. But after that, they won all their next 3 La Liga games, scoring 11 goals and conceding just 1. Lewandowski scored 5 of those 11 goals. That's almost half of it. What do you think about that, Herbert? Maybe selling the Polish striker for just 45 million euros was not that good of a deal. They thought he was getting too old and that at 34 years of age, he would be dropping his level. Well, they were wrong because he scored 5 goals in 4 matches so far. He's still in great shape. And Barcelona are currently in 2nd place in La Liga, and that says a lot about Xavi Hernandez's work and skills as a coach. The project of the club was clear when they hired Xavi as their main coach. This guy is a legend in Barcelona. He played for the club for 18 years, where he became captain and formed an amazing trio in the midfield alongside Andres Iniesta and Sergio Busquets. He knows the club better than anyone else, and when it comes to the tactics, he learned from the best. After all, he worked 4 seasons in Barcelona under the master, Pep Guardiola himself. It took some time, but Xavi is finally getting his beloved childhood club back on track. However, it was not all good days for Barcelona. It was hard to cope with Messi's departure to PSG, and after losing their best player, Barcelona started to decline. They hit rock bottom in December 2021 when they got relegated to the Europa League. The last time they played in this competition was in 2003. But after that relegation, Xavi had a chat with Barcelona president Joan Laporta and told him that within a year they would be back at the top level. One part of that promise is already true, since Barcelona are back in the Champions League and have now the opportunity to beat Bayern Munich, who's in the same group. Xavi has everything he needs to prove to Laporta that he was right. Xavi is going to be a great coach, there is no doubt about that. When the lad arrived in Barcelona, they were in 9th place, and he managed to finish the season in 2nd behind Real Madrid. They even beat their rivals 4-0, and after that match, everybody was saying Barcelona is back. It was quite impressive because a lot of the players weren't motivated, but Xavi found a solution to that. He gave a lot of trust in the academy, just like the coaches he had used to do when he was beginning his career as a player. The talent was undeniable, it just needed some guidance, and Xavi was the perfect man to do that. Players like Pedri, Nico, Alejandro Balde, Ansu Fati and Gavi are just a few to mention. These guys are all under 20 years of age and are the future of the club. One thing is sure, the competition in the Champions League is tougher than in La Liga. Just in the group stage, Barcelona will face Viktoria Pilsen, Inter Milan, and guess who is the other team? Well, it's Bayern Munich! Let's see if Robert Lewandowski will celebrate when he scores a goal against his former club. If he does so, that's a great response to Herbert Heiner's words. The transfer window was quite impressive for the Catalans. Besides signing one of the best strikers in the world, they also bought a couple of great players like Rafinha from Leeds for 58 million euros and Jules Koundé from Sevilla for 50 million euros. Both the Brazilian winger and the French centre-back had an immediate impact, providing a few assists. On the other hand, the club did very well to keep their best players like Ousmane Dembele, Ansu Fati and Frenkie de Jong, who was heavily linked to Manchester United. The only major loss was Aubameyang's departure to Chelsea, who they might face in the Champions League in the future. There was also the Bernardo Silva's case. The Portuguese midfielder was seen as a perfect fit for Xavi's style of game, and the Portuguese said he wanted to play in Camp Nou. They tried to sign him, but Manchester City was asking for too much money, and Barcelona had quite some money problems, especially after signing the players we mentioned. They had to sell quite a lot of players before signing Bernardo Silva, and maybe they were waiting on Frenkie de Jong to leave, but that didn't happen. So they had to sign players for free, as they did with Christensen and Kessie, who respectively ended contracts with Chelsea and AC Milan. Hector Bellerin and Marcos Alonso are also reinforcements for Barcelona's defense. These two Spanish players moved also for free. Xavi also made it pretty clear when it talked about changes. The coach got rid of 19 players. He openly said that they did not fit into the new Barcelona project. So players like Felipe Coutinho, Adama Traoré, Samuel Umtiti and Riqui Puig had to find another club. Xavi said that Barcelona did a great job during this summer transfer window and that maybe he just missed signing one player. He did not say the name, but we all know which player he's talking about, right? Nevertheless, the squad looks pretty strong now, so they might not need the Portuguese midfielder at all. Playing in a 4-3-3 formation, the new Barcelona under Xavi is very fast and an offensive team. They have young and fast defenders in the centre and on the wings such as Araujo, Garcia and Balde. In the midfield, the job is done with 3 players from the Cantera. The veteran Sergio Busquets commands and helps the youngsters Pedri and Gavi, while the main attacking formation is formed by Rafinha and Dembele on the wings, providing that crazy speed and switching positions to confuse the opponents and to open spaces for Barcelona's main striker Robert Lewandowski to score goals. On the bench, they have other solutions like Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati and Memphis Depay. To back up the midfield, Frenkie de Jong, Sergi Roberto showed great qualities. Even if they start on the bench, Xavi allows them to have some game time and their performances are not disappointing at all. Despite letting 19 players go, Barcelona has a great squad depth. With this variety of options, Xavi cannot complain and has everything he needs to win trophies with Barcelona. Just like Barcelona under Pep Guardiola, ball possession is a major part of the club's style of play. They are a team who likes to have the ball and control the pace of the game. That's why they need a very particular type of player. If you want to play for Barcelona, you need to have extremely good technique and outstanding ball control. And when they lose the ball, the reaction must be immediate. Xavi wants instant pressing from every single player. He wants that because if they win the ball quickly, he sees it as an opportunity to counter-attack. And that is another part of his plan. He wants his team to be a threat in those kinds of situations as well. In their match against Sevilla, we can see that Barcelona can be a very dangerous team when they play like that. This Barcelona team is very promising. They have a bright ahead with a mix of young talented players and experienced ones. Xavi found a great balance. He will be Barcelona's coach for many years to come and will bring a lot of joy to the fans. They already love him because he won a lot of trophies as a player, but now it's been a long time since they won a trophy. The last time they won the Champions League was in 2015, and they haven't won the La Liga since 2019. That's not enough for a club like Barcelona, which is used to winning at least 1 or 2 trophies every season. So that's how Xavi Hernandez turned the Barcelona team into a beast who will win the Champions League this season. We have one about another team who is also getting back to the top level, so check out our video on how Erik Ten Hag turned Manchester United into a beast. Support us with a little like and subscribe. See ya!